Alright, so we're going to do a forecast for this month, which is for the month of November, starting from 8th November until 6th December. So for those of you who are not familiar, my name is Kevin Chan. So I'm the author of the book Bazi Road to Success. Soon to publish the second book, which is Road to Parenthood. So do stay tuned. All right. So I'm a consultant here with Joey Yap Consulting Group. So I've been featured with a lot of platforms, including TV like Bernama Radio, Melody FM, a lot of the property like iProperty, HomeDeck, and also Mastery Asia. So we're gonna talk about the month of November, which is gonna be a very important month, which is the month of Yi Hai, a wood pig. So for those of you who know, this is a pig year and this is going to be a pig month. So you're going to have two pig together. And for those of you who have a snake in their chart, whether it's in the year, month, day, or also your hour, please do pay attention that this is the month where the intensity of the clash is the highest. So general advice, if you have any big plan that you're going to do in the month of November, if you are able to delay it, you have a snake, then just make a delay. So for those of you who have the tiger, it's a combined month, so January is good. For those of you who are looking, for assistance externally, so tiger are pretty much quite good, and snake is, you need to take cautionary a bit. So another interesting thing is auxiliary star that is available. You have 8 seed and also Duke arrival. So 8 seed is basically inclusive of you being able to get yourself into a group of elite. So 8 seed is basically you are offered a seat in the round table. And with Duke arrival, is have a higher authority person bringing you into the inner group. So that's quite good if you know how to basically use it and be a bit of a careful. So we in Chinese say that you are going into the lion den. So quite good if you like authority. Not quite good if you are those who want to avoid authority. So for those of you who have not printed your Bazi chart. Okay, so go to joeyyap.com/Bazi chart to print your Bazi chart. So you need to get your Bazi chart printed because we will be looking at your day master. So the day master is what's on the page on the day, the top of it. So we'll be doing reading in relation to the 10 different day masters. So we are not doing any animal sign reading, all right? So that's the one. So we're going to go through the first day master first, which is often the Jia day master. So looking at it, for the month, Rock Wealth versus Indirect Resource and together with a friend star. So here we look at, unwind, enjoy a little bit because Rock Wealth star, Resource star are all very relaxed type of star. So they are quite relaxed and it's year end anyway. So you know that the Jia Wood basically this year is meeting with the Direct Wealth star G Earth, which is Direct Wealth. So over the year, I think we have managed to do a lot of achievement. Good. This month is basically a celebration month. So enjoy yourself. So cautionary during celebration month, especially with the Rock Wealth being on top, is overspending. Don't be too carried away with the enjoyment spending. So have a budget. Don't exhaust your bank account. Those are the things that you need to be cautionary of. So let's not be too serious. Action that you're supposed to chill, relax. Don't need to be too serious. With the entire thing. Year end coming, only have fun, enjoy yourself. Well deserved, rewarding month for yourself. Okay, so Jia Wood did pretty much quite well this year. Right, Yi Wood, you take a look at it, then Yi Wood is basically facing with also a friend star and also a direct resource star. This one is better for you to do a review. Great month. Take stock of what you have learned. Be reflective of the lesson that you have taken from. All right. Cautionary when we are doing reflection is that dwelling too much on the past. Let go. Right. So you need to learn how to let go. Lesson is a lesson. Lesson is to be learned. So be thankful of the lesson that is basically given to you, and I would take the additional step to go to the people who have actually given you the lesson and be thankful of them. Whether the lesson is a painful lesson or an easy lesson for you, doesn't make any difference. Might want to really know who is your friend. So it's a good year for you. After you're getting the lesson already, I'm sure who is basically your real friend and who are those that you may want to avoid them next month. So take a look at it, right? So yeah. So Pink Fire not bad leh. Pink Fire month, resource and also 7 killing. So on resource, when resource 7 killing are together, is usually talk about practical experience. So actually trying the thing out in the field, which is good rather than having just empty talk. So it's very good. So careful of making mistakes. 7 killing are very prone of making mistake. So put it in a way, in the world of 7 killing, making a mistake is quite normal. So what they do is that they fall down, they stand up, they fall down, they stand up. This is how 7 killing work. All right, so not much of a problem there for making mistakes. So just caution a bit, right? So action-wise, fail early, fail fast. Just go and try everything out. Get a good experience, practical experience on what you are doing. So these are the months that you are looking at. So pretty much quite okay, I would say. So Think Fire Think Fire when you have indirect resource on top of it. So indirect resource is very intuitive based, and you are sitting on a direct officer. The direct officer is together with direct resource as well. So direct officer is always somebody there is more senior than you, more experienced than you. People who basically govern you are direct officer. So you must let those people who are more senior, more experienced than you to lead the entire situation. So you just learn via observation. So just keep your eye open on see what the seniors are doing, things like that. That would basically get your month passed. So it's a good month for you to put it in a way, steal some experience from the senior. So try not to be too passive, not to be too overly passive with it, because when you have direct officers, sometimes the drive is to wait for instruction. And with the resource star are usually very cautionary. So you wait for instruction, very cautionary, very passive. You're not moving. Sometimes you need to take a little bit of initiative to push the thing for you to move. So while your action is pretty simple, I'll just follow those people who have experience closely. Close enough to observe, learn quickly, take necessary action when opportunity arises, and expand your solution from there on. Maybe you can call it a copying machine, copy those that were more senior with you. So pretty much also quite good of a month. No one is having too bad of a month actually. Yang Earth. Now, Yang Earth have direct officer on top. So when you have direct officer on top, means that people are expecting you to take charge already. People are, given you the actual opportunity for you to get things done. So we are looking at you for your leadership. So let's not disappoint them. So a very cautionary when you look at it is try to be more decisive. So let's not be indecisive with the situation. So be careful not to fall into any trap of venturing into too many things at the same time. If there's opportunity that present itself too many, you need to be careful. That's from the indirect wealth. Indirect wealth usually come with multiple selectable opportunity. All right, so trust yourself, make a good decision. So you just have to make a choice and move ahead with it. Success is basically there, so you need to move towards it. Anyhow, direct officer is a really auspicious star in terms of 八字 reading. So it is authority given to you, so appointed by people. So you want to use that to benefit yourself. G-Earth. So G-Earth have 7 killing on direct wealth. So also not bad of a what you call a configuration. So again, 7 killing. So you know that it is a star of action. It is a star that have to do with moving forward, attempting things that is very risky. So you need to push yourself ahead. Push yourself a little bit more this month. Just deliver a little bit more than required. Just remember you are sitting on the right wealth, right? So success is basically there. Money is there, authority is there. So just go a little bit more out. Cautionary of being burned out. So try not to be too overly active. It may cause a little bit of burnout in your lifestyle. So action-wise, just be a bit more aggressive. Increase the aggression, but a bit more ambition, a bit push that little bit faster, go that little bit more than required. So if you have a target this month, just do more collection, do a little bit more sales, that little bit more can basically help you a lot. That is your G-Earth. So you're going to look at your Geng Day Master. Geng Day Master is looking at direct wealth straight away already. So and they are sitting on Eating God. So from the classic Eating God produce wealth. So 食神生財, they always say. So it's a good time for you to do expansion and also extension. Okay, so great timing. Create even more opportunity for yourself. Extend a little bit more on what you are looking at expanding what you are already working at. So it create more choices, create more platform for yourself. So the thing that need to be careful of is basically self-sabotaging, right? So again, you already have two pick together this year, pick and pick, so it's basically self-sabotaging. So and also Geng nature is that Geng don't like smooth period. For some weird reason, Geng like trying period. They don't like peaceful period. So when the success is a bit too easy, they go the other way around. They try to make it hard for themselves. So what we say is that please don't shoot your own feet. So action one, accept victory. I don't know, is it difficult for Geng to accept victory or not? So well-deserved month. You have done your win. Take pride in your achievement for this year. So this is basically quite a good month for people in the Geng Day Master. Alright, Sin Day Master also not bad. Sin Day Master is basically on indirect wealth on top, sitting on hurting officer. So winning wise, indirect wealth is always on the opportunistic side of things. So pay good attention to your surrounding. You might gain some insight on the month via unexpected channel. And hurting officer usually not really official. So hurting officer go against direct officer, right? So direct officer is official, hurting officer is usually unofficial. So it's through unofficial channel. So cautionary is being accused of snatching, so operating out of bound of rule and also regulation, might be viewed as unfair and disrespectful towards the rules of the games. So those are things that you want to be a bit more cautionary. So action wise, do first. Apologize later. Win is basically a win. Just seize the opportunity that's given to you. Don't waste it. Okay, don't waste the opportunity. So if you are seeing an opportunity, you can get the opportunity. Just grab it first. Again, end of year already. So what else can you lose? Correct. Next year is the next year type of game. So Ren Water Day Master, the Yang Water Day Master, you got hurting officer on top, sitting with your friend star. So ensure gathering or meet up don't cause any issue with authority. So again, friend star has a lot to do with expanding networking, being together with people. Hurting officer, you're gonna get a bit more famous, easier to draw in the attention. It's just that the star that is interacting right now, your year is basically a direct officer. So hurting officer month clashing with a direct officer year. So if you are making a what you call a gathering or anything like that, make sure you have permit, especially those of you who travel overseas to work. Make sure you have a valid working permit. Okay, so don't get into trouble with that. So enjoy the limelight. That is what we're gonna take a look at. So cautionary one, of course, be careful of the authority. So those are the one they need to do. So for action wise, it's time for you to basically enjoy a bit of the limelight. It is great to expand your fan base. Reach other market, reach other demographics. So those are the one that you want to look at. So you can do a little bit more in terms of networking with people. Okay, so that's one angle. So Clearwater, Clearwater, the year hasn't been very kind to Clearwater this year. So the year is basically 7 killing, and Rock Wealth, it has been very chaotic this year. So the month wise right now, you are still sitting on those very what we call aggressive ones. So it's Rock Wealth Hurting Officer is seated on that with an Eating God on top. So Eating God basically will give you the suppression required to push away all the negativity. So time to leverage on your competitor, much like Tai Chi. Run on borrowing the energy of your opponent. So you have the opportunity to do the same, to redirect with your competitor. So whatever they directed to you, direct it back to them. Okay, so try not to direct your energy into vengeance. So redirecting energy to the wrong place, wrong activity may not be a good thing for you to do. Try not to be bringing detrimental result to yourself. So focus energy on beneficial tasks instead of non-beneficial tasks. So when you have Eating God on top, it is usually talking about creating more opportunity, is talking about creating more option to yourself. So kickstart some innovative solution towards yourself, coming or lingering through the year. So there's a lot of idea that you have that you have been accumulating over the year. This is the time for you to get it done, and then carefully select what are the one that you want to take a look at. So basically you take a look at that, the 10-day master. Best thing is that it is the end of the year already, guys. So don't need to be too serious about the thing. Now it's November, and if you take a look at that, so for those of you who need to download a little bit of the information, please do go to Joey Yap TV, and also the notes is available at my website. So you want to download there is kevinchan.com. There, so this is the end of all the 10-day master. So I'm gonna go to the live session right now. So I think the live session is basically much more important. So few things to update. So next month, which is the month of December, is the entrance month for 2020 already. So it's going to be the red year coming in. It's some of you may think of is it 4th of February before the year transition? That is the year transition per calendar. Energy of the red is coming in December already. So these 2 months, the November and also the December, is going to be a very interesting month of transition of energy. So the pig is gonna let go of the energy. Next month they're gonna come in, and then the red is gonna take over the baton. So it's gonna be the transition year. So very, very interesting time. So let's take a look at the question that we are having, right? So Ken here is asking, does this apply to other pillar, e.g. Geng in month pillar for job? No, it doesn't apply in Geng in month pillar for job. All right, so it only applies to the month. So it's basically a monthly energy to take a look at. You can apply. So because when you're looking at a month pillar, I need to know what month pillar is interacting for you. So you can have typical 12 different months and 10 different day master. So in terms of month combination, you know that there is already about 120 possible combinations. So each day master have 12 different months. So 10-day master, there would be 12 different, 120 different. So it's pretty much quite difficult to target a general reading in that manner. So I can only target a very, very general reading using your Daymaster, right? So now let's look at this, right? So this is a Geng Daymaster in a monkey month. So you take a look at it. If you look at Geng Daymaster in a monkey month. So Geng Daymaster monkey month, again, Geng with Geng monkey month, you know, is already metal, so it's basically a friend star. So what does the clash mean? There are no clashes. Okay, monkey and pig got no clash, so there's no meaning on the clash. So monkey clashes with tiger and pig clashes with snake. Unless there's a clash, then there is a clash there. Okay, so take a look at that. Erin, let's take a look on Erin. How does this month affect one who is born in the snake year but has pig as nobleman and tiger in the luck cycle? So luck cycle side, no need to take a look at it. Here's the thing: when you have pig as a nobleman and then you know you're born in snake year, so you just need to know that the year always govern your social circle. So it always govern your. Now, if you are somebody in the celebrity line, then the year will also govern your reputation, because your reputation come from your social circle. So when it clash there, mean that you know you have a direct clash with your social circle. The change of a social circle. So the nobleman basically is coming in to readjust your social circle perception. When a clash nobleman come in, means that the method that is deployed are not gentle. It's basically a slap in the face. So you would still learn how to adjust to your new social circle. So try not to do too much in terms of outside there. So I would refrain from basically going on a world war with your public circle. That would be the thing. So it actually really depending on, you know, how heavy is the social circle towards your entire life. So if let's say you are just a normal Joe, you know, normal career, so you may lose a few friends. That's it. That's the max you would have problem with, you know, clashing with a social circle. So it's no big deal actually. So while here, if the clash in the year pillar is 7K rooted for G Earth Daymaster, what can be expected in terms of changes? So if the clash is 7 killing, it usually have to do with authority loss of authority. So again, the year pillar is, you know, so if the year pillar is again in the social circle, you look at it, I would be caution of public authority, you know, things like police, you know, clashes with the police, clashes even with parking ticket summon. I don't know, nowadays, you know, video is very rampant. You know, you may go into a fight with a, you know, parking ticket attendant like that, then, you know, it just went viral. So just be careful of those. So it's just public type of fighting with people. So Ren water sitting on Zi. So there will be a day. So sitting on Zi. So it's Ren Zi. Born in a Jia Xu month. So what is the impact at work and what to look out for? So if you are Jia Xu, Xu is basically another Wu Earth. So it's already a 7 killing. So the good thing is that, you know, the pig and the dog basically have no direct relation. So you're going to look at the energy that is basically given for the Ren water. So Ren water is basically friend star and also hurting officer. So when you are in that with the 7 killing now, 7 killing does clash with the friend star. So you just need to know the Wolf does clash with the friend star. So that does tell you that there's going to be removal of a little bit of a support removal is going to be there. So again, you already know hurting officer, direct officer is basically clashing. So I would caution you on challenging authority. Challenging authority really, because if you challenge authority plus no one is coming to help you, so no backup. So not really a good position for you to be in. So John is looking at it. Daymaster is Ren Shen, so it's again is Ren Shen, but pig years. how does my career luck look? Career luck, we look at your month of birth. Your month of birth basically would talk about your career luck. So your pig year, you look at it, pig year, pig and pig is basically a self-punishment. So you know that pig and pig is basically a self-punishment. So run again with pig self-punishment on the year. Try to be a bit careful of your friend. So it's basically friend star is too strong. You may get dragged into problem for helping your friend too much. So just be cautionary of that. So will there be a different impact to a strong and weak day master? Yes, there's a different impact between strong and weak day master. Again, the strong and weak day master, the main difference is the confidence level. Strong day master have much higher confidence level. Weak day master got a bit of a lower confidence level. So it depends on how you basically manage the entire situation. So for a weaker day master, it's about your knowledge base and also your support base. If you have already covered these two, so like you're a subject matter expert in a certain subject, so if you stick in that particular subject, so you are confident. Problem is when you go out of that subject. So for a strong day master, they are basically a bit more versatile comparing to others. So that's how you look at it. MJ, Wu horse, so it's Wu. So take a look at the Wu, see what do we have in offer to take a look at. So our pillar is Pink Dragon. Will I be healthy this month? Every month also be healthier. Okay, so in health analysis, you really need to take a look at the entire chart. So health analysis is more about balancing of all the element inside the chart, and it is a lot to do with whether your chart is basically stable or not. So if you take a look at it, you have a horse, you have a dragon. Pig doesn't clash horse, it doesn't clash dragon. So there's not much of at least these two pillars is stable. So we need to look at the rest of the pillar and also your state of your resource start. So that's how you take a look at your health. So health, there are no particular health pillars. That's going to be the problem of looking at health. So SC here is a day master is Jia Wu. So month is Gui Yu. Alright, so Jia with you is a wealth structure, not bad. So it's well structured there is not bad. Again, looking at Jia, so if you're well structured, this month gonna be a bit of an issue. A well structured people doesn't know how to chill. So is it a good time to ask for a pay raise? What's gonna be the outcome? You and also pig is not a combined. So if you ask for a pay raise, doesn't really look like it. And month is pretty much quite chill anyway. Not really a good month to ask for a pay raise. There are no push and pull factor. So here, yes, monkey harm with pig. Harm doesn't really do much. So monkey and pig, if you're looking at it, there are harm thingy. Harm doesn't really do much. Harm is basically internal generated fear. Alright, so harm is things that it's like an accident that never actually happened. So you stamp on your brake, it skidded, and then a car at the back skidded, but no accident. That's basically harm. You have the fear, loss of confidence. Those are that is pretty much quite small. So impact is usually emotional. It doesn't really go into the physical state. So that's why sometimes we don't really read harm too much. Sin matter, opportunity, which area of it? Wealth, health, or love? It is always going to be wealth centric. Okay, so again, for this reading, we don't really concentrate on love matter. We don't really concentrate on health matter. It's mostly going to be more economic driven. Okay, so those are the one that we basically take a look at more. So here we go Hoi Yin again. So pig year, pig month is bad. Not pig year, pig month is bad. It's just that the energy of the pig is quite strong. It is not bad. If you have a snake in your chart, you just imagine having two pigs, hitting on a snake. So it's not really that nice for it. So the problem is with the snake because the pig is clashing with the snake, and this month, the energy of the pig is basically the highest. So if you have a snake and you do not know how to manage the energy yet, the impact is going to be the strongest. So you may not know how to manage that. So Day Master, no, I got nothing to do with the Day Master. Is basically the fear is you have a snake inside your chart. That would be the one that we are looking at. Right. So Manhui, let's look at Manhui. So you have pig in your year and there are 3 pigs. So self-sabotage double. No lah, self-sabotage is, it's just one. There's no double self-sabotaging. It's just that again, right? Actually, when you have same thing coming out, we call it Grand Duke. So Grand Duke basically double. Everything you do become very significant. So it's in the year, right? Every single action that you take next month, in the month of November, inside your social pillar become magnified. So you just imagine if you do something wrong, entire world will see you doing wrong. So during this time, we usually ask people to be more humble, try to be a little bit more, reserve a bit, don't be too flamboyant on the situation. Okay, Sui Hun said that snake must be careful in this pig year, pig month, but I am sin metal. You say that this month opportunistic win, so what should I do? Depending on where your snake is, okay? It really depends on where your snake is. Different area, your snake will be clashed in a different day. But the opportunity is basically there. So no, right? So when it's opportunistic, some people may accuse you of snatching things. So if let's say that example, your snake is basically inside your month, I will be very cautionary on doing things that is career related at your work. That will be very cautionary of that because it may be a loss. The loss may be bigger than your win. So you need to take a look at the entire situation of it. The opportunity is there, right? So you still need to be cautionary of the interrelationship between the animal sign. So Wu Chen Man Pillar, so Dragon Man Pillar, received quite a number of projects assigned by boss. Will I be able to complete the project smoothly? This one we don't look at a 1 month assignment. So 1 month is basically it's just a 1 month period. So Man Pillar Wu Chen also need to know your Day Master to basically translate your Man Pillar into the 10 God. Then we know a bit of a detail on how you basically work. But Dragon and also Pig, again, Dragon and Pig doesn't really have too much of interaction. So basically, this month is basically okay. It is quite a what you call peaceful, right? It's quite peaceful type of month, so quite alright. So I don't see much of a problem in terms of your project. So if you take a look at that. So Sin Hai, Sin again, Sin Hai. High Man Pillar is also DE. How is it affecting the work? When your Man Pillar is in DE, usually we will conclude not very ambitious. That would be a conclusion. Person are not very ambitious. So you look at DE as priority level lowest. Anything that go into DE, you will put it under the lowest priority level. So when your month is in DE, your career seems to be very low in your life priority. Make changes to that. Make sure that you would rank your career back up again. That would be good. You have to do the ranking on your own. So you have to make changes on your. That would be the fastest way to do. So Adeline here. So Kevin, I'm female. Ting Day Master sitting on Wei and Sin on Wei on month. So good month. So good day, good month. How does my love and career look like for this month? So again, not much of an interaction. So a lot of time when you look at how does it look like, so you want a good and bad answer, it's basically clash and combine. So we usually target clash and also combine to basically look at that. So good is not clashing or not combining with pig. So again, so this one doesn't really give you a big impact when you are looking at that. So again, you can also take a look at that. So let's say Ting, right? So you look at Ting Wei. Ting Wei, you look at it is basically an eating god structured. So it's an eating god structured type of month. So eating god is basically quite okay. It is one of the noble ones. So you look at it, the month also is quite alright. Direct officer and direct resource. So you are seeing an officer star. You are seeing an officer star is basically mean that you would be looking at possible suitor. Okay, so a guy is that. So that would be the direct translation to the system that you're looking at. Eileen here is Ren Yin. Okay, Ren Yin, Ren Tiger, and Man is Ren Zi. Okay, so it's going to be Red Man. How is your career luck? So again, Zi and Hai doesn't have any interaction of it. So career is quite okay. So however, because your month is Zi, right, next year is going to be the year of Zi. So you will be having Grand Duke. So next year, everything that you do become very significant at work. So I would... again, Grand Duke, classically we cautionary people not to be too high profile. That's usually what Grand Duke does. It causes you to be very high profile. We want people to be lower profile during Grand Duke because again, when you have Grand Duke, whatever you do becomes significant. So just imagine making a mistake, an entire world will be looking at your mistake. So Sun Kyung, let's look at Sun Kyung one. Sun Kyung one, if there is already Fu Yin, Fan Yin between day master and hour pillar, will another Fu Yin, Fan Yin from another pillar trigger the Fu Yin, Fan Yin? Completely don't understand your question about Fu Yin, Fan Yin triggering Fu Yin, Fan Yin. Fu Yin, Fan Yin is basically is there mean that is there. It will be triggered if the year is basically your Fu Yin or your Fan Yin. So those are the ones. So triggering always come from the year or from your luck pillar. Okay, so any form of triggering is from your luck pillar year. Your destiny chart on itself does not trigger until the 2 pillar is activated. So depending on what the 2 pillar is, we can look at how it's being activated by people. So Claudia here, you have a Gui day master and also a Wei by day and Wu horse by the year. Will my wealth be decreasing this month? So again, wealth reading, we usually don't really do this sort of reading. So like information that you are given. So what is basically available for you? Kui Day Master, if you look at it, the entire chart, right, on the year itself, on the month itself, there are no wealth star coming up. So there are no wealth star coming up. So which means that already the month itself is not really too conducive in terms of wealth generation. And at the same time, the Ren water is basically your raw wealth. Not only wealth is not there, you got raw wealth star is there. So which means money will go out faster than money coming in. So if you're looking at increasing money, right? I would say likelihood is more decrease than increase. Right? So you take a look at it. But of course, financially, you can do a lot of things from stopping the decreasing from happening. Right? So don't simply spend. It's much easier for you. So Geng Metal Day Master, Jasmine here is Geng Metal Day Master. Month. I'm assuming it's month, right? Is Wu Day Master is Geng Metal and is Ting Fire. What is Okay, what is there? Man Master? No idea. Right? So Ren Water dot here can tell if I can get the promotion next year of Jasmine. Really don't understand your question, right? Sorry about it, right? Okay. So Eileen here, take a look at it. Snake in year pillar, does it mean I will clash with my friend and colleague? Friend, not colleague. Your colleague are basically classified under your month. Working colleague. So yeah, friend, yes. Basically, you will be clashing with public. We call public opinion not aligned. Right? So depending on how important is public. Again, for an average Joe, losing a few friends is basically fine. Wei is not combining with Pei. Yeah, Wei is basically combining with Pei. So it's a 3 harmony combination. You get half a combine. Okay, Wei is basically half a combine. Again, you need to look at your combine is basically at what pillar. So you want to manage that part of it. So your partner day master is Sin Metal. Okay, sitting on snake. Okay, sin metals knitting on the snake. Okay, sin si. And his year pillar is pig. This whole year was clashing his spouse palace. And I suppose, yes, he's closing his spouse palace. So he better not start a war next month. So it's basically, imminent type of thing happening, especially if it's triggered by his friend. So which, let's say that his friend suddenly say that, oh yo, I don't know why, you pick this person as your spouse, wow. That would basically be a big trigger. So he need to manage his own emotion. Alright, so those are the one. Hoi Yin, career outlook. I need to know your month. I need to know your month to know your career outlook. So let's look at this Hoi Yin. I think your reply on your month. How is the Wu Yanger's career outlook for this month? You have a rooster on the month. So rooster and also, let's look at this first. Earth, when you look at rooster, so is basically a hunting officer. Okay, so let's check what is the energy for you. So Wu Earth, hunting officer, you would need to look at, is there any officer star. So now, Wu Earth, when you are going on a hunting officer and you have a direct officer on top, it's going to be a little bit of a problematic in terms of your, what you call career there. So try not to offend your boss if let's say that you are basically a worker. So your boss is on top, he is obvious. When your hunting officer is at the bottom, it can mean that you are doing things under the water. So try not to fight your boss. Again, every time when we do a monthly forecast, you just need to know that the energy is for 1 month. So please try not to do something drastic just because of a 1 month thing. All right, so guys, thank you very much for this session. So again, just want to repeat, right? The most important month on the entire year happened to be this month. So after this month already, everybody should start planning for next year already. Okay, so there's not going to be big event coming up. What I mean by big event, big stuff coming up. So you're just gonna have a rat, and then you're gonna have ox coming up. Rat and ox doesn't really have a big reaction to the pig year, so they are pretty much quite okay. You should be able to pass by the year quite easily. I would say that. So I would be planning for the year of the rat already from right night on. So just that next month, anyone with a snake, so be a bit more cautionary with your action. Be a bit more cautionary with the decision that you are looking for. So in the December, I would probably concentrate a little bit more talking about the year 2020. I think that would be much more beneficial to everybody, right? So take care, everyone, and thank you for the session, and bye bye.